Hey guys, so I'm back with my computer and today we are going to learn about inheritance in object oriented programming. So simply open your Visual Studio Code and we have this code from my previous video. If you haven't watched it yet, then you can find the link in the I button now, and if you haven't accessed my Python programming playlist, then you can find the link in the description below. So with that said, let us continue with our inheritance. So basically, what is inheritance? So just like the word itself says, the meaning of word is actually the meaning of inheritance concept in Python. Okay, so basically if I have this animal class, okay, so this class is a parent class, consider this is as a parent class, and now if I have a class, let's say dog, then dog is considered to be inside of that animal class. So basically animal is the parent class and the dog is the child class, so or children class. So just like that, what is happening here, that we are creating a parent class and inside of that we have multiple child classes. Okay, so all the methods from our animal class will be applicable on our child or children class. Okay, so definitely they will be applicable. So if we create an animal class and if we create let's say a dog, okay, so every animal can walk. Okay, if we create dog, tiger, cat, okay, each of that animals can walk. Okay, so movement is basically the fundamental of life. So basically what will happen, that animal class has a method here, walk, then each class will have this walk method. So we are inheriting, okay, we are taking this method from our parent class to our child class. So consider it as a generation. So we are taking this method from our parent class to our child class. Okay, so just like that we can we are no longer need to define our methods twice or thrice or multiple times. So basically we are using our, or we are defining our common methods in our parent class. So with that said, now let me show you this in real life. So let me just delete all of this code. Okay, so now similarly we will create a class and we will give it a name animal. So now we have this animal class. Okay, so now we have init method in this class, so we will create this init method, and in here I will pass self, and let's say we will pass name of animal, and let's say we will pass the type of animal. Okay, so with that we will, what we will do is we will say self dot name is equal to name, and we will set self dot type to our type. Okay, so now here we have this name and this type. Okay, so now what we will do is, let me create a function. Okay, so I am creating a function here, walk. Okay, so now each animal can walk. So here let us define that walk. Okay, and we will print basically that self dot name can walk. Okay, so we have this method here which is a f string. Okay, so now we have this walk method, and what it says is it's basically just printing this self dot name. So consider that name is tiger, so tiger can walk. Okay, just like that. Now we will create another method, type of animal. Okay, type of animal. So we have this type of animal method. Now let us take self in here, and we will simply print that animal. So with that, what we are doing, we have these two methods in here. Now let us create another class. So I have a class, let's say dog. So I have this dog class, and which is now inherited. Okay, we have inherited this class from animal. Okay, so we need this class to be a child class of this animal class. So this animal class is now a parent class, and this dog class is now a child class or children class. So now what we will do is we will basically create a define method. Okay, so basically we will create a init method. So let us create init, and now as you can see here we have this super dot init dot this basically this syntax. So let me just delete it for now, because with this you will be confused. So now we have this self, name and type. Okay, so each animal, because this dog is now a child class of animal, that's why we have this name and type, because if the parent is having this name and type, then the child will have the name and type as well. So simply let us print this. So first of all, what we'll do is we'll say we will use a super method basically, but now currently let us simply pass it. Okay, so we are simply passing it, and let us run it now. So as you can see, we have nothing because we haven't created an object yet. So now what I'm going to do is I will go here, and now, okay, now let us create an object. Let's say okay, we will simply name it dog. Okay, and in this dog, what I'm going to do is I am going to create this animal class. Okay, sorry, this dog class. Now as you can see, we have this dog class, okay, which is the child of animal class, and we have, and now if I will use this walk function, okay, so I can now use this walk function on this dog class as well. So I can use this walk method on this class as well. I can use this type of animal method on this class as well. So I can use each and every method that our parent class is having in our children class. So I can simply use this dog dot walk method. And how can I do that? Just because of this inheritance. So our dog class is now a part of this animal class. Simply you can say a part of this animal class. So now let me run this program. Okay, so we have to give this, we have to just simply say self dot name is equal to name, and self dot type is equal to type. Now we have this self dot name and type. Now let me run it. So as you can see, we have tiger can walk. Okay, so we have to set this name and type as well. So that was the error. So now as you can see, tiger can walk, but we don't have our tiger method in this dog class. So do you see any type of tiger method or type of animal method in this dog class? No, but still we can use both of these methods. We can use dog dot type of animal, and if I will save it and if I will run it, you can see tiger is a predator animal. Okay, so just like that, you can use the methods you have defined in your parent class in your child class with using this inheritance. So basically we are inheriting. Okay, so if you don't know the meaning of inheriting or inheritance, then you can simply Google it. So search on Google for inheritance. So we are simply inheriting this dog class from that animal class. Okay, so there is nothing much more to explain because the word itself is the meaning. So you can simply search for that. Okay, so this animal is now our parent class and this dog is now child class. So similarly, now we can create multiple classes. Okay, but now if I want to provide a name here, okay, but this dog cannot have a tiger name and this is not a predator, it's just for example. So you can simply change this dog with tiger as well. So you can use any name which you want. Okay, so now if I want that this walk method is defined in this animal class, but I want to modify it in my dog class, or let us create another class. So now let us create, or let us just remove this dog class. Instead I will create a class fish. Okay, which we are now inheriting from animal class. And if you see biologically, animal is the category where we have all those living things. Okay, so animal and plant, okay, these are the two categories only, and inside of there we have multiple categories. So fish is basically inheritance of our animal class now. So now let us remove this code as well. Okay, so now we have created this fish method, fish class, and in here let us create our init method. So I will define this init, and we will simply take self, and let us say name, and let us say type. Okay, so we are simply setting self dot name is equal to name, and self dot type equals to type. So now currently we have these two things here. Now do you think that our fish can walk? No, it cannot. Now there is some there can be an error in our program. So to avoid that, what we can do is we can modify this walk method. Okay, so we can modify this walk method for fish class. So what we are doing is we are modifying a method from our parent class in our children class. And how we can do that? We can simply create our function, we can simply create our method in here, and we can simply do whatever we want. So now let us take another thing. Let us say we are taking self dot name in here, and or we are taking something another input, such as let's say self dot, what we can say is we have type, name, and let's say size. I don't have a good example, so I'm taking size. Okay, so we have this size, and let us say small. Okay, small, or we can simply take this size in here. So size, and we can take this size is equal to size. So now what we have done here is we are taking this size as an input in our walk function. Okay, or let us sim species here, and now we will print these species. So species, but now we need to print self dot species as well. So self dot species, and let us print these self dot species with using an f string. Okay, so we are printing self dot species, and what we will say is self dot species can walk or can swim. Cannot walk. Okay, cannot walk, but it can swim. So what we are saying here is, if the species is octopus, octopus cannot walk but it can swim. So just like that, we are now modifying our walk method, okay, with this type of syntax. Now if I will simply create an object, okay, if I will simply create, let's say I will create another object, let's say a is equal to fish, and in here if I will provide shark, okay, and the type I will provide predator, or let's say domestic. Shark is not domestic, so here I will provide goldfish. So goldfish, domestic. We have created this our class or our object. Now we can use this walk method on our object. So let us use this walk method on our object, and now oops, now if I'll save it and if I'll run it, then you can see is missing one argument. Why? Because we haven't provided any type of species argument which we need here. So except of this self, we need now species, and we haven't provided it. So let us provide goldfish. Okay, goldfish, or we can simply say self dot name here as well, or let us say fish simply. Okay, and now let us run it again. So let me run this, and now you can see fish cannot walk but it can swim. So now we are running this function individually, okay, in this fish class. But now if I want this type animal, okay, so the type animal is here now, or if I want this walk to be modified, but it should also print this as well. So basically we want what we want is we want the code inside of this walk function to be printed as well, along with the modified code. Then what we can do is we can use super method. So we will say super dot our walk function, okay, simply that, and we are simply returning this. So we will return this. Now let us now simply run our code again, and now you can see that we have fish cannot walk but it can swim. So this is the code from our walk method in our fish class, and goldfish can walk, which is basically the output of walk method from our animal class. So if this is confusing, I will come up with another example. So let me just clear this up, and let us think about an example. Okay, so now let us select all of this and let us delete it. Now if I have a class, let's say person, so I have a class person, okay, and in here we will simply say init. Okay, so I will define init method, and let us simply add here that let us say self dot name, okay, self dot name, and we will set this to name, and or self dot name, okay, is equal to name. Then let us set self dot age is equal to age, and that's it. So we currently just have these two things, so name and age. So this is our init method in our person class. Now, okay, now we will create another class. So let us create class employee. As employee is also a person, we will inherit it from our person class, and we will create another init method. So in here we have the same name and age as well. So now with this syntax, with using this super method, we are no longer in need to create this again and again. So we can simply use this super method. Basically this super method will take all the code from the init method, okay, from the corresponding method, and it will apply all that code for this method. So it will update this method as per the parent class. So what we are doing, we are updating this method as per the parent class, okay. So with using this, let us go down below and let us create another method. Let's say employee talk, okay, and here as well I will create a function or a method in object oriented, okay. So def talk, and it will take self and skills, okay, we will say skills, okay. So we will need to provide these skills, or let us simply say we have skills here. So let us mention these skills here. I am just simply structuring this class for now, and I will explain this to you just soon, okay. So skills, okay, skills. So now person is basically any person, let's say it can be any person now, okay. So now each person can talk. So we will simply say print, we will simply print self dot name can talk, okay, self dot name can talk, and let us simply print this. Now in here, if that employee is a person, okay, and that employee is having some extraordinary skills, so now what we can do is, let me add skills here as well, okay. So we'll add, or there is no need to add skills here. What we can do is we can simply print this, okay. What we can do is we can simply use our super method, and we can say super dot, which method do we have? We have talk. So let us say super, and we can pass this talk method here, okay. So now what we are doing is it can talk. We have said that this can talk, so we'll return this. So what we are doing is we have now created this talk method, and in this talk method we have said that the name of person can talk, okay. But now there is an employee, okay, or let's say okay, employee. So now this employee can speak English very good, or if he has skills, then what we can do is we can simply print, that an f string, and in here we will print that self dot skills, okay. So first of all we will print self dot name, okay. So self dot name can speak, okay. So first of all we will get that he can speak, and now we will also say that he has self dot skills, okay. So we are simply doing this. Now we have this frame of this class and all. So now let me explain you, okay. So now listen carefully. We have this person class, okay. So in that class we have init method, and we have defined this name, age, and skills. We are taking our basically have these three parameters, and we have set those with self dot skills, self dot age, and self dot name. No problem at all, okay. Now in here we have a talk method, and what we are doing in this talk method is basically we have provided name, and then we said can talk. So if the name is, let's say, Elon Musk, then Elon Musk can talk. So just like that we have this talk method in our person class. Now we do have this talk method in our employee class as well, but okay, but we want to update it, okay. If employee has some skills, okay, if this employee has some exceptional skills, then what we are doing is we are saying he has good communication skills, and we are returning he can talk. Okay, so let us or let us say, instead of talk, I will say that skills, and in here as well I can say skills. Okay, so the names are irrelevant, I know that, but I'm not coming up with a good example, so that I'm using these names. So simply run it. Okay, nothing will happen by running it because we haven't created a class. So let us create A is equal to a person, or we can create an employee class. Okay, so let us create employee and provide a name. Let's say uh, Jim, and the age, let's say the age is 25. Okay, and now we are not taking skills here, so that's why we have to create skills to take skills here. So now what we can do is we can add skills here. Okay, simply add skills, because we are no longer able to take input, so that's why we have added skills. So let's say he is good dancer. Okay, good dancer and musician. So what we have done is we said that he has good dancing and music skills, let's say. Okay, so we have, in our skills we have provided good dancing and music skills, and in our name we have provided Jim, in our age we have provided 25. Now let us simply use our a.talk method. Okay, so we have used our we don't have talk, we have skills, so a.skills method. Okay, and now let us run it. Okay, so we have a problem in here. So we have the skills. Okay, so skills, let's say skill. Okay, because the skills is also a name of this function, so what we can do is we can change the name of this method again. So let us say special. Okay, special and special. Okay, so now let us clear our output window. So I think this can be a relevant example. So basically, if there is a person, a normal person, he can simply talk. Okay, he can talk, he can walk. Okay, you can say he can talk, he can walk. Okay, so if there is a person, he can simply talk, he can simply walk, and he can do those things which a normal person can do. Now if there is an employee or there is a programmer, let's say there is a programmer. Okay, so here he has good programming skills. Okay, so he has good programming skills, and then we can say he has good programming skills, and he can also talk, he can also walk and all. Okay, so now I am explaining this again because there is a lot of mess which I made, so let me clear that again. So here we have this basic syntax where we have mentioned name, age and skills, no problem at all. Now we have this this method special, and in this method we have name, okay, can talk, name can walk. So any person can talk, any person can walk, there is no special at all. Okay, but now if there is a programmer, then we are returning that the programmer can talk and walk as well, but he has some special skills, so he has good programming skills, and after that we are simply returning the output of original special method, so the method from our parent class. So now let me run it, okay, with using this special method here. So a dot special, I think there is a problem. So now we don't have employee class, we have programmer class. So now there is a person, and every person is not a programmer, but a programmer is a person, so that's why this programmer will have something special in him. So now let us run it. So now as you can see, he has good programming skills. Jim can talk, Jim can walk as well, because this. Now what we have done here, that in our special method we simply have provided that he has special skills, but now every programmer will have some special skills. Okay, so he has special skills, okay, or he has some good programming skills, and we have said super dot special and we have returned it. So what this super method will do is it will take the method, okay, it will take the same method from parent class. So it took this parent class method and it returned these two sentences, okay, these two outputs. Okay, So there is nothing, okay, there is nothing like print, there is nothing like can talk, can walk in our programmer class, in our special method from programmer class. Then how do we access that? So with using this super method, we accessed the same method from our parent class. So listen carefully again. With using this super method, okay, with using this super function, you can say, we accessed the same method from parent class, not from child class, from parent class. So we accessed this super dot special, okay, we accessed this special method, okay, from our parent class using this syntax, okay. So if you are confused still, then let me know in the comment section and I will come up with a good solution and a good example as well. But if you understood it, okay, or if you just got an idea that what our inheritance is, what our super method will do, then simply practice it, and with a little bit of practice you will be able to understand it and you will able to grasp it completely. So simply practice it. And with that said, we have successfully completed our today's video, which was on inheritance and super method. So with that said, I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, guys.